Hello and welcome to Prime News. Now look at the headlines. Here's proof Mr. Health Minister. Agent of patholab collects blood samples from GMC, charge exorbitant rates. Authorities including ministry fully aware. Watch Operation Rakt Charitra. Nuwe MLA Mickey Pacheco gives ultimatum of 3 months to government to act on House Committee's report on drugs, says has other ways to get things done. $60 to 70% planned provisions of at least major 40 departments just on paper. CAG exposes affairs. Audit reports from almost 100 aided schools pending since 7 years. Question mark on zero-based budgeting. Over 50% schools do not have playground. Over 825 primary, secondary and high secondary schools run without playgrounds. Salsett lags behind. And Goa government's official websites not encrypted. Technology used to structure websites old and outdated. Expert speaks to Prudent on government's hacked official portal. Now news in detail. Today we show you the second part of Operation Rakt Charitra in GMC. Prudent has already exposed the nexus between private agents, blood testing laboratories and GMC staff. Health Minister denies of any such activity, but here is the proof, Mr. Minister. Watch how an agent collects blood from patients at exorbitant rates. Shockingly, even the authorities were aware of this business before Prudent exposed it. Watch Prudent expose Operation Rakt Charitra.
Here is how the agent Hemant is tracked and captured on mobile by Team Prudent. Our reporter makes a call to the agent to inquire if he will be visiting the GMC on weekend also to collect the blood sample. Here is the conversation between our reporter and the agent.
Hello.
Hemant, good morning.
Good morning.
किती सांगितलं तू येतलो बंबई मातसो
कोण काय म्हटलं
दिनेश रे हांव तुका एकदां मेळ्ळें एक टेस्टिंगे खातीर रे आईच्या म्हाका मेळा जालो वळखातलो कितें सांगिल्लो पाव दिला बरें बरें आमचे थंयसर मरे कोण तरी ह्या आसा रे आमची कामवाली आहा रे कळ्ळें तूं वयतलो पावता थंय पावलो
पावना
वॉर्ड नंबर मरे 145 असं कितें तरी आहा 145 कितें तरी
तूं काय बिझी आसतलो मातसो तूं मेळटलो तूं आनी तूं जीएमसीन
हांव जीएमसीन आतां अर्दे वरान बी असो पावतलो रे
Now have a look at this. He is Hemant, the agent who visits these wards in GMC to collect blood samples. Today he is come to hand over the reports. He now walks towards the ICCU ward of GMC. Now have a look. Hemant is a known face to all the doctors and nurses in the GMC. Usually any unknown person is not allowed to walk freely in the ICCU ward. But Hemant walks in. He hands over the report to the patient's relative, collects the money and heads towards other bed. Now look at this. He comes out of the ward. Our team tries to inquire about blood test, but he avoids the inquiry and moves ahead.
blood test
तुमचे कोणे सांगला
आमचे आपले
कोणे ते
Now have a look at this. He avoids our camera and tries to move away. A common man usually get confused with these cross pathways in GMC. But see how Hemant moves. He knows nook and corner of GMC being a regular visitor. He fades away for an hour. Our team still waits for his return at the same place. After an hour, he returns again to the same ward. Here is the conversation between our reporter and Hemant.
मोबाइल कित्याक बंद करूं?
He then pushes our reporter to escape, but our reporter follows him.
तू पुश करता आमकां? राम मरे हांगा यो मरे सांग मरे. चेतन.
Now have a look at this. He escapes from our team and chooses the best way to make a way to exit. And here he runs his sprint to escape.
राम रे राम रे खोयता तू रा रे तू खोयता राम खोयता.
This is how the agent Hemant Uskaikar avoids squeezing on blood tests. It a known fact exposed from Prudent's operation that all the nurses and doctors of GMC know Hemant well. Dean of GMC Dr. V.N. Zindal says they had issued a circular to the all department of GMC not to allow private agents in the wards. And the activity is on despite this circular. It's more shocking.
See, we have sent a circular to all the departments that nobody from outside will be allowed to collect any samples in the ward.
When you sent this circular, sir?
Just last week.
Last week. But yesterday only we caught one person.
Which ward was it?
In a medical ward.
We'll find out.
Okay. And any action, sir?
Accordingly, I'll say.
RTI activist Barve says the agent's activity was reported to the health minister, chief minister and the dean with the visual evidence.
दुर्दैव असा की फाटले 2 महिने जाले तेजेर काय कारवाई झाल्या अशी म्हाका दिसना.
It's a known fact now with evidence that even the higher ups in the GMC and the health ministry were aware of this illegal business by the private labs and the agents. Still, the health minister says all is well. Only a permanent closure of this illegal business and stern action can prove government credibility. Bureau Report, Prudent.
Nuwe MLA Mickey Pacheco has yet again warned the government over police drugs nexus case. He has given an ultimatum of 3 months to government to act on the House Committee report on drugs submitted by him, or else has warned to take up the matter to other forums. He was speaking in a weekly program, Counterpoint. He also said that he is yet to decide whether to support BJP candidate for Lok Sabha or to field his own candidate.
You are booked for abetment of suicide and you are booked for assaulting government servant. What right does you have to file such a report?
Well, those cases against me was politically framed by the previous government. And those people, I only pray to God, those people, whatever they had done to me at that point of time, may God bless them. And today they are, all the politicians who gone against me, they're not even in politics. Whole people of Goa knows, police department knows, probably they won't say it, but deep down their heart they know that, of course, Ravi Naik and his son was, they are the, drugs lord in Goa at that point of time, whole tenure. Today, people of Goa were doubting. Today, after, Mr. Vishnu Wagh gone to the media, Mr. Michael Lobo gone to media, and those people who've been talking against the drugs, all of a sudden, how their mind been changed. Last night I was sitting, okay? Last night I was I was in Baga. I was called for an inauguration of one of our restaurant, okay? The police officers, highly ranked police officer called one of our PI and telling, see, this is drugs going on. I was passing, I was asked by an Algerian, he want.
That time, since Ravi didn't act, Ravi had an access. Now, Parrikar is not acting. That does that mean that Parrikar has an access?
No, but some extent, it is little cut down. It is not like openly how it used to go.
do you have faith in Manohar Parrikar that he will implement or adapt this report on the floor of the House?
See, I can't keep on faith in anybody. I'll tell you, simple as that. If this government doesn't take action, I'm not a stupid. I have enough mechanism how to work against those people who are involved in this cases. I wait 3 months and see what action this government is going to take.
Then you will move to other.
Then I know how to work it.
So Goa Vikas Party is going to support BJP candidate in Lok Sabha South and Lok Sabha North both.
See, you never know what is waiting tomorrow. When time comes, Goa Vikas Party will decide.
$60 to 70% plans provisions of over at least major 40 state departments remain on paper. The schemes and plans lack implementation. CAG report has exposed the fiscal indiscipline in the auditing of the departments. The fund utilization certificates from many departments are not submitted in time. Almost 100 aided schools have not submitted their audit reports since last 8 years. Audit indiscipline raises a severe question mark over government's zero-based budget plan. Prudent's special report.
CAG's 2012 report has exposed mismanagement of audit in more than 35 major departments out of 83. These departments cannot utilize major chunk of the revenue and capital expenditure as planned in the budget. Almost 60 to 70% just remains on paper. Have a look. Industries Department 60%. Collectorate 50%, Lottery 84%, Finance 88%, Technical Education 64%, Sports and Youth Affairs 86%, Art and Culture 71%, Archives and Archaeology 97%, Tourism 41%, Law 76%, Craftsman Training 64%, Agriculture 61%, Forest and Environment 46%, Corporation 52%, Mining 98%. Story doesn't end here. Government does not get the fund utilization certificates from many of such major departments. In 2012, around 20 departments have not provided utilization certificates worth expenditure of 650 crores involving around 7,000 different works. Departments like Panchayat, Municipal Administration, Education, Art and Culture and Sports being major defaulters. Affairs aren't different in the education department. Many of the aided schools haven't submitted the audit reports. Almost 92 aided schools have not submitted audit report since 2005, 2006 to 2012. Pendency of almost 7 years. This has raised a serious question over effective utilization of grants provided to the aided schools. Annual budget is presented with a big size, but by the end of financial year, 60 to 70% of the planned funds remain unutilized, thanks to the paucity of funds or the technical, legal or administrative hurdles. Now the government is planning a zero-based budget to discipline the departmental budgeting. But the fiscal indiscipline exposed in the CAG report could turn to be a roadblock. Bureau Report, Prudent.
It's time for a short break. Stay tuned.